Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at, yet again, another Monotype team. We are getting through the series. We are getting closer towards the end. Okay, we're kind of more like midway through at this point. But actually, battle-wise, I am now at the second to last type after this video. So I'm nearly getting there. I still just have to do the videos, which is more my issue. So yeah, today we're going to take a look at the Ghost type Monotype team. And again, I really enjoy the series personally. I know that the general interest, of course, in the series, like this is always going to be lower than Legend teams, but like I still enjoy it, and I kind of want to take this season a little bit as an opportunity to do the things that I always wanted to do. And next season again, I'm gonna try to do more stuff again for use as well, trying to do certain teams that are gonna help you out as well. This season, I just don't really like this season, so like I think this is a perfect opportunity to do a series that I want to challenge myself. And so if you enjoy this as well, feel free to leave a like. This is the easiest and best way of supporting the channel, by the way. As we're going to take a look here today, of course, at the Mono Ghost type team, and as you always know, there is always a lot of thought process behind those teams here, because what we have to do is we have to try to kind of counter the weaknesses of a certain type without having the option to really go for like different type of Pokemon, of course. And so, like, yes, you have the secondary typing of some of our Pokemon that can help us out, as we are going to, I think, lose the first battle here thanks to the Golurk. But we are never going to be able to normally counter like the opponents like you would usually do. Maybe if this is a bonus, we still have a chance. It turned out it is a Gigaton Hammer, so we definitely don't. So, like, the series always kind of try to use Pokemon that work out well together. And so, what we have here is Annihilate in the lead, which is fantastic. And we're going to have here the Doublade Chase Up. I don't know why I actually swapped into the Doublade. It makes zero sense. I went into my course line now thinking about it. I don't know why I did this, because I was thinking most likely, I resist Icy when I resist Peck. I don't resist Drill Run though. But, yeah, generally speaking, the series always tries to find teams with a monotype that still kind of somehow works because they work well together and kind of still counter the weaknesses that you have with those types. And so, for example, here, Annihilate is needed. Why is Annihilate needed? Because Annihilate is our only answer really directly to Dark-type Pokemon as a Ghost type. There is Mimikyu as a potential option as well, but we are playing the Competitors Cup most of the times in the series, and Mimikyu is an option there, so we're kind of forced to be without this Pokemon, and so we're kind of forced to bring Annihilate, because it's the only real answer other than Mimikyu for the Dark typing. And this is like one of the things as well, and how I kind of started building the team. You kind of need to find an answer to the weaknesses of the team, and then you can kind of try to build around it. We did build around it, because what we have here now is our Say-Stop is Doublade. Why is Doublade our Say-Stop? Is because, of course, it has the access to Sacred Sword as a coverage move, which, yeah, luckily we're going to win this just barely there, so 1-1 so far. Oh, against Jox, by the way, fellow caster. Shout out to you. Fairly certain I actually battled Jox in another episode coming up eventually as well. Yeah, Twister being caught, easy peasy. No, but like the thing is here, you kind of need to have something that kind of helps each other out. Here, the Annihilate in the lead is going to be weak to the Fairy typing. Doublade is going to be able to deal with it, but also Doublade is going to be able to bait out something like the normal type Pokemon that also Annihilate is here to counter, as well as you're going to still be able to at least do some solid damage against them. And this is the reason why we have it like this. And now in the back, we're going to have our Corsola. Why not Aegislash? Aegislash makes maybe more sense based on like what is on the paper right now, because we're going to have again kind of similar constellation there as well. We actually would have been able to already bait out the hardest answer with the Doublade Say-Stop. Would make a lot of sense actually kind of finding that we're now battling this Pokemon. But the reason why I decided against this Pokemon, why I went for Corsola instead, is that we have a Ghost type Monotype challenge. This is, of course, a good Ghost type, but the issue is this Pokemon is a sitting duck. This Pokemon just sits there, basically takes it or tries to take it, but it just slows down the game quite a bit. And if you are up against something that does super effective damage against you, like we just saw there as well, it just doesn't work out well. And it just doesn't, like, you need kind of other Pokemon in order to help this Pokemon out that are not Ghost type. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. Next up is going to be Tauntaun, which is kind of funny because they're very likely going to have what's called Aegislash in the back, I would say. They're running their Hydreigon again. Tauntaun, of course, yeah, regional winner, I think EOAC winner as well. One of the best players in the world. The thing is here as well, in this point of the series, I was in the top, like, 50 in the leaderboards with playing monotype teams, which is hilarious. I think I peaked, like, somewhere in, like, 2-3 episodes, basically. I think, yeah, we gotta see it anyway. I don't want to spoil on how things gonna go. But yeah, this just series generally went kind of in a different way than I expected. I thought it would be just losing Elo non-stop, but I wasn't. They actually spawned on the back this time around. They just mixed things up a little bit, but like I'm actually totally alright with that, because what we have here is Corsola. Corsola can't even take the hits or just goes for the charge move straight away in order to force the final shield from them. Yeah, this is going to be a good game. And so, yeah, this is going to be a win here against Tauntaun Batus. We're one of the best players in the world with a Monotype Ghost team while they're running a Hydreigon against me. So, yeah, this is going to be a fun one. As we see, I'm just going to try to go for a Power Gem because I know it's going to do some solid damage and they decide to forfeit. But yeah, I went for Corsola in the back because it's not a sitting duck. It's just going to be able to pressure the opponent straight away with some Ghost type damage. I know, thinking now, I maybe could have went for a different type of Ghost type in the back that maybe gives me some more different play. But like, I thought Corsola's gonna be alright because we don't have Wigglytuff in the meta anymore since the nerf of this Pokemon. So it should be kind of okay. And I also needed something for example, against like Ninetales as well. Like Ninetales would have been a very tough Pokemon to deal with if we would have had the Aegislash in the back. So like, that's one of the main reasons as well why I didn't go for that. I do feel like that maybe would have been one or two other Pokemon that would be cooler than Corsola, but Corsola was just the easiest choice, as Corsola is kind of considered the best Ghost-type Pokemon in the meta anyway. I kind of had no real choice other than just using it. It's still good as well in combination with Annihilate still, because they actually kind of counter each other's weaknesses quite well. But also, you have here Pokemon that can sponges hits like it's nothing, while with Annihilate you're going to be having a Pokemon that is definitely wanting to use those shields rather than taking hits. And this is some good combination basically here, because we are going to be able to go ahead and usually use the shields on our Annihilate. Here I kind of messed up the counting. I try to... there's nothing I can do here. I think I'm going to lose this battle. And that's going to be it for this one, as the Annihilate is not going to be able to do enough against the Charger Bug. I'm still trying my best. And we are going to get the shield, but that's going to be it. Also, here by the way, brother of... Nighttime Crusher against us now, like also a very good player who did have great results recently. But yeah, basically also one thing towards this team is you need to run kind of counter on the Annihilate. The reason for this again is that your main reason for Annihilate is that you want to counter the Ghost as well as the normal type. And like you kind of, the Ghost, the Dark and the normal type of course, and you kind of want to have counter for that for sure. And here we're going to have the Doublade being able to at least go for the Sacred Sword against this Corviknight. Corviknight is actually, I remember this battle as well, even though it's quite long ago. Corviknight is a bit of a pain here. But luckily, we're actually going to be able to take the Air Cutter and hopefully not knock this Pokemon out, because then we're going to be able to align ourselves. But I like the Steam out though, generally. I think it worked out quite well as well. But again, there is just the issue here with those normal type Pokemon where we just need to utilize the Annihilate for that. And now we're in a position where it's just a bit awkward, because they have a ton of energy. They are very likely going to be running the Shadow Ball on this Pokemon, which forces me now, of course, to use a shield. They're swapping Ice Swap straight away as well, expecting the Grumpig to come in, because now they have Shadow Ball, but I'm actually in the right position. As long as I get them into the range where I can just go ahead and go for the full farm down with my Annihilate afterwards, I'm gonna be okay, but I'm not too sure if I can do this now. I should have maybe went for a charge move, but I'm gonna go for the full farm down, and it works out beautifully. But now it is down to me getting to those Rage Fist, and I'm not too sure if they're just gonna free fast move in, which I don't think they should have, but let's see. There's gonna be a Shadow Ball, and Licky is just going to be able to knock us out. Not really a lot that I could do there, like very bad lead for us, and then we just kind of weren't able to align ourselves correctly. Alright, Clodsire, actually very bad lead for us as well. Funnily enough, even though Ghost types are usually good against the Clodsire, just not our Ghost types. But the opponent makes an interesting play, I would say, by going into the Aegislash. Like generally Aegislash, of course, resists all of my charge moves, not so much my fast moves though. But like I could just go ahead and shield twice and fully farm them down. Like this is what I can do here if I wanted to. I will do that, I think, as well, because I have 2 Shadow Balls now, which is alright. But like the Aegislash is going to go down, and I'm going to end up here with 2 charge moves stored on my Pokemon. I don't get my fast move through, which is really unfortunate, because they could swap out now. And then I'm kind of... They are swapping out now, which is really, really bad, because the Aegislash would have been gone if the game would have worked the way it's supposed to be working. But like this, it is not, and at least I'm going to be able to catch the move here onto my Corsola, onto this Pokemon. But like that is really unfortunate, because it's going to make things now a bit more complicated for the rest of this battle, because Annihilate is not in a position where I think it can farm down the Aegislash yet. Doublade definitely could, but yeah, here I also kind of misplay apparently, because the opponent still gets another charge move. I try to get as much energy as possible, but that's fine. And they go into their Primeape, and I think I'm actually alright now. Why? Because Primeape is needing 2 charge moves in order to knock me, has no fast move pressure, I can get the final shield from the opponent, and I still have a charge move stored on my other Pokemon. So here we are going to be able to get them super low to the point that I can just knock them out. And it's now down to Doublade. Doublade against Doublade. Doublade against the Doublade. Doublade against the opponent's Clodsire is going to be alright, as we can now go for the Sacred Sword twice, knock them out with that, and the Doublade against us, against the Aegislash is going to be fine as well, because we are going to do super effective fast move pressure. Alright, next opponent, Tinkaton. Yeah, by the way, again, like most of the battles here were in top leaderboards, Elo range as well. Those battles are now, though, a few weeks old. This is the thing as well. I think I did those battles now 3-4 weeks ago. Just of course with a full-time job and baby, I haven't been able to really do so much on YouTube. I want to of course do more, but I don't think that's ever gonna really happen anytime soon. So I'm happy still with the stuff that I can do basically, but like it's mostly not gonna be ever anything remotely close to daily or anything like this, because there's just not the time for that, and that's alright. But yeah, I have most of the series already recorded, because I can of course do some more battles or whatever in the evening. But doing videos is just always a little bit of a different thing. That being said though, I'm very grateful of the position that I'm in right now. We can still do a little bit of YouTube, I still have my community here, and we're gonna lose this battle easily there, because they have like just only answers to ghost types apparently. But we can move on to the next opponent. Shell Quagsire, I do think my best play is just to let this go. I don't let this move go, that's fantastic. But just play it out, I just go for Rage Twist. I could just go 2 shields and here where it's gonna leave me, to be fair, that's also kind of works out. And they just let the move go, they go into the Sea King, and again I should just go into my Corsola here, but I will get the shield from the opponent first, get them super low, and I actually just stay in and do so much damage as I can now catch the move onto my Corsola, which is alright, as now the Drill Run is not doing a lot of damage here. They can go for another move, but I should be able to farm them down after. As another Drill Run comes through, they do half of our HP total, and we have a bit of energy on this Pokemon, a bit of energy on other Pokemon. We have a Pokemon advantage. The Quagsire comes in. The Quagsire would go out if they don't shield here. Let's see what they do. They let this move go, and the final Pokemon is going to be Empoleon. And I know at this point that I win this battle. Why? Because I have Doublade. Doublade is a very good answer to Empoleon, and they are forced to use a shield here now. They are very low already as well. And I can go into my Corsola to catch a move, or I can just go into my Doublade, let the move go through. I think I should have got a free fast move in here that I didn't get through. Hydrocan comes in, and yeah, Sacred Sword is... It would have been enough to knock them out, but they just forfeit. Okay, next up we have the Marowak here. I think so far we are, 5-4. I know the total of this video is going... what the total going to be of this video, but I didn't really count throughout the video today. But, as we see here, Bone Club is coming in. We're going to be able to just shield and farm down, because now we have the opportunity to align ourselves, have energy for whatever comes in, and it's going to be a Carbon coming in, which means I can just get up to 2 Rage Twist, swap out into my Doublade, and I'm in a perfect position. Doublade completely destroys Carbon. Like, there's no doubt about this. I can just literally get up to 100 energy here as well if I want to. Just get energy, go for the Gyro Ball. Just didn't want them to go for another charge move, so I go a little bit earlier. Gyro Ball just knocks them straight away. Bye-bye. And so, in comes Fortress. Bug-Bite Fortress as well, which is better for me, funnily enough, because my entire team resists Bug-Bite. 2 of them, I think, even double resist Bug-Bite. So, they have next to nothing that they can do with this Pokemon now as well. We have Rage Fist still stored in the lead. The Marowak is basically down. We have the best Sponge in the back, and of course we're going to win this. And the end total was a 6 and a 4 with this team. So 2 times 3, 2 with it, which is really, really solid. It's not the top of this list, but it is going to be in a tier on its own so far, which is going to be the A tier. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy the series. And again, we have a few more types to go through, but most of them are already recorded. So stay tuned. See you then. Bye bye.